People ask that philosophical question, what's the purpose of life? Well, for me, the purpose of life is to have a life of purpose. To have something you're really going for. Something that really means important things to you. But seeing something the world needs and having that as a motivating driver for the things you love doing and combining that with what you're good at and then being able to make a living out of it, well, that's where the magic happens, hey? How do we solve an energy problem? We just build more power stations, or we put more transmission lines in, or we increase capacity. But what does that do? Many businesses, most big corporations, think environmental obligations are just a cost, a burden, don't they? They think, oh, you know, our main game is making profit. We've got to do all these environmental things, and all they do is cost us money. Well, we're determined to turn that logic on its head and show them that they can do good for the environment at a profit. In one sentence, that's what we want to do. We want to make the greatest possible difference we can in the way the world uses energy in order to reduce carbon emissions and avoid climate change. So hopefully while you're here with Ensight, we can together chart a course in life for you that gives you a life that you love.
I think I can say this without reservation, that you guys are Ensight's future. And we're really proud to have you here on our team.
See today as the start of a new beginning for you in how you approach your career and how you approach the idea of what an engineer is.
We've found over the years that the highest potential for embedding the energy efficiency culture has been with the graduates.
The culture that we need to radiate in how we work is the culture that we want of them, that they see in us.
Going to plants, being a graduate engineer is a challenge. Whether you're a graduate engineer or project engineer or senior project engineer, if your idea is right, it's right and you should get it implemented.
Believe in your project. Nobody else will. There are many times people tell you it cannot be done, especially if you started off saying that you're a graduate.
These projects are quite foggy, and as you progress through them, a lot more will be opened up. Your understanding will grow, and it'll be amazing. Like, I look back at some of my progression, I think, jeepers, why did I not just go from A to E? It's so clear. But when I was at A, there was no E.
If you want to become the best energy efficient engineer, RBM for example, you have to abide by the smallest little things. If you do not comply to safety, you will not be able to implement the project.
Just go with an open mind, understand the system, spend some time out there, and slowly with your engagement, the answer will somehow come to you. If you know your basics, it'll stick up somewhere.
If you think you know, then there's no possibility for you to learn anything else. Like, once you think you know something, you're not open to hearing any other way. Like, it's not possible.
Having the capacity to take an idea that might have some complexity around it and being able to communicate that in the clearest and simple terms you possibly can is something you should consciously work on throughout your professional life.
I find it really nice to approach it quite humbly and not to pretend that we are the specialists on their plant, or we've seen 100 furnaces before, and to be able to ask the really simple questions. And it's quite often those simple questions that are quite enlightening.
The learning opportunities will not always come to you. You go to the opportunities. If you feel that there is a difference that you can make in something, don't feel shy to do that. Create your own opportunities.
What's important is the facts. The facts are a beautiful thing. You've got no idea. You can be wallowing in expert opinions, but suddenly, when you get the facts, a whole new world opens up to you. And you go, wow, this defies reality.
You get the facts, you know what you're doing, and then you take those and you consult the plant staff. can we do this? How about doing that?
Because once you get the facts, you see, sometimes the solution becomes way more obvious than you ever imagined. You'll start to see with clarity what you couldn't see before when all you was trying to do was think of what the solution is.
You're going to have to read people, you're going to have to react a certain way, you're going to have to study basically how to work with people.
There's going to be no project without buy-in from your clients and buy-in from your peers, buy-in from your superiors. You've got to show that you are a leader in terms of the field and what you are trying to achieve.
We're collaborating with people, so we're learning the people skills that get people on board, win rapport, and get trust, and give them confidence to make the change that will be in their interest. And there's nothing in our interest higher than their interest. So our interests are fundamentally aligned.
We can present an awesome graph that says, here's $1 million in savings, but physically getting them to buy into that is another story.
Winning the confidence of people is not about getting the big licks of savings that you might be targeting in the overall projects. It's about getting them, letting them experience some success early. And once they get the feel of the momentum of that, then they'll jump on board for more.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So before you start sprouting all your knowledge and solutions, you've got to build a personal relationship and show you do genuinely care for them as a person.
What we do is we go in and pretend, at least initially, that we don't know anything. And we're just going to help them. And that builds a collaborative sense of trust.
So the fear of change for these guys in the plant is you don't know what you don't know. Like they know, they've been in the plant, they've seen it when it goes pear-shaped. You haven't.
Because every time we crack something that the client has a historical legacy belief that can't be done, our credibility shoots through the roof.
Life throws things at you. You cannot always choose what's going to happen to you, but the importance is that you can choose what your attitude towards those things are going to be.
We want to have an attitude or an approach to what we do where we have insights that other people don't have.
No is not an answer, it's an attitude. When the plant engineer, operator, whoever it may say, says no, it cannot be done, it's most probably because they don't understand why it can be done.
You've got to change your attitude to go forward in your life. If you constantly whine and everything feels so absolutely big, the world's on your shoulders, you cannot move forward, it's no way I'm going to make this, it's going to form your character at the end of the day.
But don't kid yourself that this is easy. You're going to run into roadblocks, and you're going to know how to handle roadblocks without losing your cool. If this was easy, there'd be 5,000 businesses doing this. The fact is, no one else is doing what we're doing. Being able to thrive on new vistas of opportunity and change and learning and ideas, you know, that's the mindset that will take you a long way.